you ever blame yourself, Killen? Do you ever think, I caused that for Mama?
It makes sense why it happened. Like, there's many factors why people can become unwell during their pregnancy, but it makes sense to me why you would. Just giving birth to this child, like, you pushed this child out, you've created it. Of course you're going to be.
Yeah. Because I think that's an important message to get across, because often we have heard over time that it really does, it can fracture relationships. But I often, when I'm sitting back looking in, and I think why that is because people are not holding honest conversations and speaking to their daughter, their son, look, rather than speaking when your daughter's having a baby.
Yeah.
And maybe in the midst of postnatal depression. It's about speaking about it at the early stages and saying, look, I remember when you were born. I didn't go through it with Podrick, but I did. But it's not about that baby. It's about the situation, the circumstances. There's a whole bigger picture that surrounds that, where you're at in your own mental well-being or your own head around that time. Yeah. Your pregnancy, as you say, the traumatic birth that you could have had, or the birth that you thought you were going to have. You wanted to have a vaginal birth, but you ended up having a section. Yeah. So it's not Caitlin. It's not, do you know what I mean? It's not going at Kate. That was because of Caitlin. Oh. And I think that would definitely, I could see how it would fracture mummies maybe having that bond and attachment with their wee ones as they're younger and even getting up and older, because a lot of it is mums are paralysed due to shame. Yeah. Shame, due to guilt, due to the stigma, and they then feel that when they're trying to get the words out, they just can't get it out, and they end up swallowing it back in, which actually does more internal damage. Yeah. And the relationship that you want to build with your child, you don't, because you run away from it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well, is there anything then for some, if there's listeners out there that are maybe in the mix of postnatal depression or are coming through postnatal depression on their journey and have a young family, and they're sitting thinking, what do I do that's best now for my child? What's the best way for me to navigate this here? How do I inform them? How do I make it normal in the house? I know RS2 mums, it's a conversation that seems to be, it can't be hidden. No, the illness can't be hidden within.
Well, that's what we have realised even within anybody becomes a member with Support Together. And we've realised that we can't be a secret in their inner circle. Their main inner circle, because it doesn't work. They have to, to involve somebody else, or to mention us to their husband, their partner, their granny, their best friend, whoever's in your inner circle, because it doesn't work.
No, you don't get better.
You do not.
You can't. You're still, by hiding it, you're feeding it. You're feeding her, because she still has power. Mm-hmm. So we know that for our mummies, they're very aware that it can't be hidden. But really, for a mummy that isn't part of Support Together, or is maybe trying to get past that barrier, is there anything you would say to them, or you, Caitlin, that you would say to them if there's something thinking, I am the worst mummy and what have I done to my child?
Well, like you said to me, do I blame my mum? My mum doesn't blame me. Right, so it's the same thing. Yeah. You're not going to, obviously, they're a child, so you're not going to bombard them with like all the information. No, but it's slowly, like drip, 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 letting them know what it is. Mm-hmm. You could bring them, if they're a part of Support Together, you could bring them to these things. No, there's lots you can do.
There is, and I suppose you're right, like even writing a journal to your baby. I know I've wrote some stuff. I don't know if the stuff I've showed you when you were younger, and probably because when we moved or somewhere I must see it, hook it out. But even writing a wee bit, to your child. One sure thing I think is we all have a phone in our hands. We it's about capturing some of the moments, good and bad. Yeah. Because them moment, I forget a lot of when Caitlin was a baby, only from Michael videoing it or photographing it, because I was so in
the middle of it.
The the middle of the shitstorm, you know, and trying to navigate, trying to be the health and safety inspector, trying to do the protocols and the policies and procedures, trying to make sure that Caitlin was being fed, watered. You know, I was doing the whole lot. Should I have? No, but I wanted to.
Yeah.
And that didn't serve me well. It definitely didn't. So even them wee notes, you could be writing wee notes or emails.
Yeah.
Set up a wee email account to your baby.
Yeah.
And writing, and I don't mean, often it's not about writing real heavy stuff all the time, but it's about being with that thought for a while and just sharing that wee snippings.
I suppose again, even with that there, I'm sitting thinking, if you writing down a thought, if it is a bad day, it's taking the power away from it as well, where we always overlay the word paper and taking the power away. It's helping you.
Yeah, but
you're moving through it.
Yeah,
in the process.
And we never have a phone out of our hands, so I end up calling my phone my camera. I would say to you, where's my camera? Grab my camera.
Yeah.
Now I used to know was to give away my phone.
Yeah.
I use it more for photos than I do for ringing anybody. But it is even starting to a snipping of the baby's nappy dirty, or you trying to breastfeed, or trying to, I don't know, right? Or you're having a bad day, but also having the good days. Capture all of them moments, because that's the moments of motherhood. And we talk about in Support Together entering the hood. I entered the hood at the beginning. I hadn't a clue where I was. It was not what I expected. It was just overwhelming. You were ducking, you were diving, you were just trying to get on with it, which nobody should just try and get on with it. It's about allowing people in to help you start to enjoy motherhood, mothering your baby, mothering yourself, and then parenthood, which is who you're parenting, of course. So yeah, it was, when I think of it, it's about capturing all them wee moments the best you can. I don't mean you take photos all the time, but one photo brings me back.
But you're always, the photos you only ever see is the ones that's the nice ones with the nice background and everything's nice and clean, and it's not the mess or the tangible there was before.
That's fake. It's set up. It's not realistic. So what are we? You know, Caitlin knows honest conversations, so she's going to walk into motherhood with with no filters, no smoke. What do you call that? Smoke mirrors. People will talk about. She's going to know. There's the rough, there's the smooth, there's a load of emotions that go along with motherhood, with parenthood. And take them photos of the world upside down, and take them photos of the wonderful stuff.
You laugh at it too and think, oh, wow,
look at the high back.
There's I don't know if you remembered how I put it in for a wee competition we had one day everyone Sport Together. It's ordered out in the backyard, name with the toys, the wee truck. And the picture, there was about 4 different pictures. No, there was maybe 14 different pictures. But the one that I had sent in was the perfect one. Her sitting, the 2 boys either side out, and them smiling, and her sitting in the wee cart and her smiling. But there's like 3 before there where she would roar her head off, and like all you can see is her tonsils because she's screeching, and the 2 boys are fighting. But it's that, like, I love that air as a set because you can see the process, or you know, and the fighting and the crying, and then the nice picture at the end, and then go back to crying again. But that we had a lovely, not even on the garden.
Yeah, but exactly. But we're trying to delete us. What Mummy would always say: don't delete them silly photos, the ones that you're looking awful. No, keep them, because years ago we used to send a photos into Connor's chemist, and you know, when you didn't know, you won't know about chemist this year, do you? No, with this development, and you had to go a couple of days later. And you're like, oh my God, look at the hack at what? And you didn't get rid of them, and they're the ones you look back at now. And that time we did it with Support Together, was in lockdown, and we were doing reality, Instagram and Facebook, and it was showing the behind the scenes, what it is really like, showing the reality of this photo's all set up with everybody, the weans are lovely, but it's taken you maybe 3 hours to get that. And what you've had to do, the realistic was you're standing there with crisps, and you're standing there threatening, if you don't do that, you're not going to get this. So exactly, and I think, what is wrong with honest conversations?
But honest conversations is what I keep hearing in sort of, but I also hear about letting support in.
Yeah, big time. And I wasn't good at that, and I know I would have mirrored that probably from my own mum. My mum was very independent and was an amazing mother to us, but rarely support was in, you know. Was it letting support in or reaching out for support? Both. Oh, I think it has to be a two-way. Do you know, if you reach out for support, if you don't allow it in,
Yeah.
you're not accepting that support. And not thinking you're a failure. Why do you think? Did you see me as a failure, Caitlin? Do you see me as no? Like and it shouldn't be that it's seen as failing. Do you know, it's about...
Isn't she amazing though, Caitlin? You just asked that question, do you see her as a failure? Because of the illness that you went through after following the birth of Caitlin.
And the superpower
Look at what you have. Look at what you've made. Look at what you have developed. Look at the lives that Support Together has saved. And being realistic, if you hadn't had postnatal anxiety and depression with Caitlin, Support Together wouldn't be here.
No, I met an old friend. I hadn't seen her in 30 years. Met her at the weekend. I went to college with her. And she go, what are you doing now? I'd asked her, and she says she was a classroom assistant because we did her nursing. And I said, you'll never bloody guess what I'm doing. And I said, I'm running a mental health charity for mothers. She goes, what? She said, oh, I could see, of course I could see you at that. And she has postnatal depression after had her first. And the husband then was telling me, and she was really bad with it and wouldn't get help. And that's because she had again the qualification, and I can't.
She felt like
be a part on, you know what I mean? You train to be something that you don't, you know, when you're becoming a mommy or a daddy, you navigate through it. It's making the mistakes, it's the achievements that you learn through to move through. Now, you're upset. Are you okay, Pat? Is that me just saying about Anya?
It's freaky, isn't it?
She,
You just never know. Like, you've known someone, you probably thought at the time, you're so young, that's never going to happen to us. Every time we do, it's high qualification.
In our course, they never mentioned it, Caitlin.
Yeah.
It was all the emotional well-being of the baby, of the child, of the toddler.
Here, and whenever I studied it for a week, it was with the child. I was like, this is just like two boys. Come on, but a little bit hard.
Well, but it has to come through the parent to the child.
Tiny paragraph. I think it was like this much.
Yeah,
Genuinely
about the parent.
Just explained. What was it?
No, it needs. You ever see that cartoon thing about a parent verbally saying stuff, and there's the big tongue out, and then the child, and then the child's doing the child's doing the child. So it has because that parent's doing it because that's how that parent was treated. Yeah. So if we don't look at the emotional transition, you know, the roller coasters. Caitlin talked about the ups and the downs and the rounds and the rounds. We have to educate parents in that, because as parent then will support the child. So
you're breaking the stigma and moving on.
We didn't. It was all the emotional. So she did, and he said she suffered awful with it, awful, and wouldn't reach out for help or nothing. And I says, well, do you mean you might be able to branch out to dairy and you could take over this? You know, we were having this bad, but there's where it is. I never thought of me mental health or mental illness, or we didn't talk about it. It should be talked about. You know, how is your head? You know, it's talked as much about how's your knee keeping today. I noticed you're walking a wee bit.
I go, is this?
I was sore today. You know, and that's because you're at the gym and you're able to go, or how's your head? It's not great because I've had this experience, or I'm doing my exams, or I'm being hard on myself. But I suppose one thing Caitlin has always said, she sees it's not easy running a mental health charity. Like, Support Together is a part of our family. Michael has said it's another sibling.
It is kind of sibling,
yeah. And she sees, like, this past few weeks, like this morning I was sore. My body's aching. And that's all. I talked about that last week. That's the whole thing about fighting for money, the future, sustainability. Are we going to stay? Are we shutting? Or what are we doing? That filters back into the house. And I try. I need to get better at that.
But it's kind of hard to do that. Like, I don't know.
I know there's a pressure there unbeknownst to you.
Yeah.
And there's a passion there as well.
Oh, here, no offence, but you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you did not have passion.
No.
And it's like anybody starting a charity, but I also had to be well.
Yeah.
I had to understand, in order to be understood, I had to understand the background story of how I became unwell in order for me to recover and forgive myself and move through it to help others. You know, And it is tiring at times.
It's we had a meeting yesterday and we were talking through, I suppose, what together from the start right now, and how it's developed and evolved and all. And it's actually amazing to sit down and think about how the families, the mothers and the families are the heart and centre of everything. Our lived experience of the illness is what fuels us to keep going, but also what gives us the empathy to be able to work with them mummies and for them mummies to come to us. And we are a grassroots charity, but we're organic. We move with the families. Like we're constantly reflecting, constantly debriefing, what worked, what didn't work, what could we change, how can we make that better. We're asking the mummies. That's constant. I don't know if there's nowhere else out there that does that.
I don't know, because we're doing it. It's not that we've said, it's because we have the lived experience, and then it's not that we're sitting there knowing we know everything, but it's about how important creating a safe space. If only I had that.
Yes.
You know, I said, geez, I don't know if I'd have went to Support Together, because remember the stubbornness I would have been, you know, no, I need to do this because, you know, I was qualified and I need a shit though. And I'd love to turn around and say that to the old version of me 18 years ago before Caitlin came into our world. Listen here. If somebody offers support, you stand up and you go, yeah, when can you come in? When can you bake that? What day are you coming in?
Great, yeah.
Yeah, that's, thank you. That really appreciate. Not seeing that as a failure, not seeing that as a reflection on your parenting. No, it's not I'm abandoning my child with everybody. It's not, there's a difference there. And you're right, like I remember when we were thinking of Support Together and you know, maybe looking for somewhere, I've always said, you're not putting me down any corridor, any back street, nowhere. Because all that does is feed the shame. The people have to duck in and duck out. Community house, we're so fortunate to have there at the moment. Long may it last. We've made a wonderful hub. We're at the car as people drive in and drive out of the town. You can't miss us.
We're in the building.
Yes, we are in a bigger building. There's more things go on. So I suppose when people are at the start of their illness, they're able to come on ahead and nobody knows why they're coming into the building. But often weeks gone by and months down the line, they're walking out with an S2 jumper on them.
Yeah.
Pink. Yes. Sunflower. You know, because they don't hold shame anymore. You know, so... No, you're never putting me in a corner. Never put baby in a corner. No, I was determined that you cannot put this illness. This illness means business. Every illness does. And it needs attention. It needs money pumped into it. And it needs well-resourced. Because it does, when you do that, you're saving lives.
Yeah, 100%. Saving lives, protecting the future.
Definitely. Yes. Can you see Support Together progressing, Caitlin? What have you seen it being before now? What are you seeing?
It was
a much voice of a child, kind of looking inwards.
When I was younger, it wasn't like your job. It was and I don't know how often you would have done, but you didn't do it like as a full-time job. You were
working
far too much stuff. You were trying to do gatherings. You were trying to go to stalls, and you were trying to go up to freaking church start and pick up the weigh-ins, and you were doing too much. And now it's like your job. I don't know what way you will progress. God knows. You could tackle the whole of Northern Ireland, the whole of Ireland. You just don't know. Ciara, the CEO. I can see that. I'm overtired. That'll be the die off. You're saying, I don't know.
Yeah, it means we're progressing. And you're so right, Ciara. Like we grow through our members, and they gift their stories to us. And I think of the centre of the sunflower, just when you were speaking, the centre of the sunflower, you can they can be seeds that you can plant again. And you know, their growth, their ideas then become our services.
Yeah, and that's what we are.
Exactly. And Mummy would go from a conversation, she'd say something, and I go, oh my word, couldn't see, didn't see it. That is brilliant. And then we'll go then and bring it then to another group of mummies to see how they respond. And they would go, if I had known that would have do. And then that, before we know it, there's a service that we've provided under the umbrella of the perinatal mental health.
It's a service that's needed. It's when I was going, what are we going to do
No, God, no, Irish. Not.
The service is needed. It's an unmet need.
An unmet need, and most women that walk through our door have an unmet need, and most women are walking through our door don't think of self. They put themselves they probably walk through life, put themselves at the bottom of the shelf, and they become a mummy. They're way down underground.
Yeah.
And that's why I will often challenge Caitlin when she says yes to people, or is very obliging and very empathetic, and I will, because I want Caitlin to have boundaries. I want Podrick to have healthy boundaries.
You always say, if you're saying yes to me,
You say no to yourself.
are you saying?
Are you saying? And often that's okay if you're not.
Well, it's a good question to ask that. I'm saying yes to them.
This is Fill Your Cuppa, the Support Together podcast, and we couldn't bring the podcast to you today without the support of Clarity Scanning and Holistic Health. Clarity Scanning and Holistic Health is a private pregnancy, ultrasound and complementary therapy facility. Their mission is to provide a more holistic approach during your pregnancy. Visit clarityoma.com.
It's hard to know sometimes. You're like, am I?
But that's what you sit with them, is before you would, and that's preparing you to start to know you. That is something I wish
I'd have done.
And that's what we're hearing. Honest to God, that's the common denominator comes through our door, that mummies are coming in with an unmet need, and they realise that their boundaries,
They don't have it.
no. And actually, they don't even know, there's no healthy boundaries at all. And then they become agitated, irritable, they feel unseen, they feel dismissed in life, and it continues to go down that rabbit hole. So that's yet again from my own learnings at home. We will be talking about stuff, and I know you'll be talking at your own homes.
Yeah, I ask Ciara. I was like,
Yeah.
because you've asked me, right? Okay. I'm the host now. You've asked me, what did Mum do? Obviously, I can't remember because I was so young, but I do remember it always been my life. Mum can't remember the exact point. You've young kids. How have you told them, this is my job? I was unwell when I had you. How do they think of it? Should have moved to me.
You're on that.
And I suppose the children know, they know Mummy works for Sport Together. They know Aldina. They love coming up to where the office is. They love getting up to the office. In terms of a conversation about how unwell I was, that hasn't actually happened yet. I suppose the children are still too wee.
Yeah.
But I would be very much, if I have a bad day, or if I, it's okay. It's only a bad day. It's only got back up hours. I'm going to have a wee break. Actually, I'm going to put myself first, Waynes. We're going to say, we're not going to do that today. We're going to have a wee day, a wee day. I'm teaching them that I don't have to give to everything.
Yeah.
And that, what do you want to do today?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Well, is that something you'd like? Or, I know we have to go to community this weekend, and it's like, oh, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? It's like, well, and what do you want to do on Saturday? We're going for a meal afterwards, but after that it's your day, you pick.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, could we go to the play park? Because that's going to be as easy as a play park. And then he's like, oh. And then he goes to him and I was like, can we go to Spain? And I thought, all right, it went. But it's the other thing that they have a choice. And I suppose it's me realising that I have a choice. But in terms of a conversation of it'll never ever be hid from them. They know that I was in the paper. Jude actually Googled me one day and he said, there's a picture of us on Google.
And that air from Sport Together, sure, everybody remember that.
He says, there's a picture of us on Google whenever we went to get the photographs taken for Nellie's birthday. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, how come? And I was like, because they interviewed me about my job and me not being well after you were born. Were you unhappy? I was like, I was unhappy. Mummy's better now. So down the line, and I will tell the children, if I had suicidal thoughts and was literally existing day to day. But I also will tell them that only for Support Together, I wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my children would be visiting my grave, or they wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the best thing ever happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly do believe she was sent for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gave me, I honestly think if Orla hadn't come, as a surprise as she did, that I probably, part of me would have maybe stopped. And I would have had them 2 bad experiences.
Yeah.
Whereas I had the fantastic experience and I didn't have the postnatal order because I was educated and I was supported. I had my help at hand and I was ready and willing to fight the bitch if she came. And she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's made me the person I am today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's made me the person I am today, but I wouldn't go out and say, oh, you have to get postnatal because it makes you fast. But actually, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
So you're basically, with your children's age and stage, you'll start
slowly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have the conversations whenever I know that they can understand them better.
And that's exactly what it is.
They're still too wee.
I don't think you want into full detail.
No, never.
Definitely.
No, there was
And there might have been times when you told when I was younger, serious things. I was like, well, because you don't even know what mental health is. You don't even know that somebody wants to end their life.
Yes.
You don't feel like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got a little bit older, maybe when I was leaving secondary school, secondary school, leaving primary, you probably would have told me. But at that stage, I obviously didn't understand. But once you said a bit more and you explained it to me, maybe sometimes you educate me different, not just postnatal, but different types of mental health. Secondary school.
Psychosis.
So then I was like, oh, right.
So no, I went through a wee
Some anxiety.
a wee drama last year with the headaches. And Order would still kiss my head to make sure my head's better. So I know it's there. I know it's a conversation that we can have. And it's definitely not going to be, there'll be no staying out.
So you're not parking that, putting it in a wardrobe and locking her tight, that, and not letting anybody, nobody ever mentioned this. This is a big secret.
The door's open.
Yeah.
If it comes up in conversation, the conversation will be had appropriate to where, like, their
age and stage.
Appropriate to the age and stage. But I actually, you had said something there about I am looking forward to having a conversation with my children whenever they're older and saying, whenever you were born, I wasn't well, and this is something that happened, but this is how we've chased, how we get through it. And I suppose especially for Orla, because it was different for me. We never had postnatal depression, so that was never, ever mentioned in my house. And I don't know if it had been a case of she had had postnatal depression and it was a topic, would I have been better equipped to deal with it? I definitely would have been.
Well, you would have known that this is something that can happen, and yet again a conversation. You wouldn't have been getting in with this massive expectation that everything's going to be all right. Yeah. You know, you're going in and going, there'll be things that I need to carry. I'm going to have to navigate my way through this.
Part of me feels really empowered that I'll be able to have a conversation with Orla. So straight away, I know that I'll be giving her not the foot up, but I'll be giving her that side by side strength to know, preparing her.
But also, there's you talking about the female. When you tell the two boys, you're a bit like when we had Thomas here. You know, you're preparing him, because men suffer as well, and they're often the ones that are holding the mummy while the mummy holds the baby, and often daddies become unwell and mummy gets better. It's like when you're care for anyone, you know, when they're unwell, you wear yourself down. So that knowledge is brought into the home as a conversation that actually opens doors to much more conversations, because it was the illness. It wasn't Caitlin. Yeah. It wasn't Enda. It was the illness. Yeah. That how I became so unwell. I was ill. Yeah. As Thomas talks about the disease. That's what he talks about it. Like, so yeah, Caitlin or Ciara is, the Wayans are no support together. Yeah. But it's not exactly is how it's started. I don't remember my story. Yeah. And that's what I often say to mummies, you know, keep a journal, record it, because sometimes it's important to see how far you've come. Definitely. And we would do a lot of that journaling at work with them. And it's amazing, and how be so proud of yourself, that what you've achieved and what you've learned about you or the world. Or
I remember a lot of Elda's. I only remember the bad bits of Jude's. I don't remember any good times. And
that's what I'm saying. Remember you talked about earlier, what could mums do? That's why I'm saying take the photos of the bad, but also try to caption some of the good. Well, then capture what you can. Yeah. Even do it once a week.
Voice notes to yourself.
Yeah.
There. But I voice notes to yourself.
Yeah.
I remember reliving every week. I remember saying that to you, relived every single week.
Yeah.
Right. Or of the labour. I relived it every week.
Yeah.
Till about 50 weeks. Says like, I can't do it. His first birthday, can't do it anymore. I was pulling myself back all the time.
Like, and to be quite honest, because Caitlin has the knowledge and Podrick does, that is not going to stop them from, becoming postnatal or birth trauma, suffering birth trauma, whatever. But what it will do is a bit like when I had that wee seed of knowledge, it ensured that I went and got help and didn't stay in it and didn't become so unwell.
Yeah. Because it is a treatable illness.
Because it's treatable. Exactly, Ciara.
Were you ever worried though whenever you were having your second baby, is this going to happen again? Or were you like equipped, as Ciara says about, or like?
I was probably equipped. Like we had Podrick quite quick after you, and we really wanted to have another child, but I'd be quite honest, postnatal did take away me going and having a big family. And my Podrick being the boy and you a girl, I was nearly the universe saying it's okay, Una. That's the way I had to look at it. That of my girl and my boy, you could have had more siblings. She's all right. She says, I wouldn't want to. But I know, but that's the truth. When we hear that happening a lot, and then we hear mummies, because of the support and them reaching out, they went on and had their second, and now even planning their third, which is amazing. I had to come to terms with that. And Dad was the same. We realised, no.
Sometimes whenever you're younger, like you could say, obviously I don't want kids the one time or anything.
No.
People have that in their head that I'm married, so lovely wedding dress, gonna have loads of kids, gonna have a lovely house. That isn't reality. And that changes, and it's about accepting it.
Yeah, and I always had about 4. I don't know where I pulled 4 out of. I know, no way. But I mean, fair play, but I had to come to know what would have this done for me and Michael's relationship? Yeah. What would have done for my mental well-being? Where would I be now? Yeah. So I had to come.
So the reason all the reasons.
So I have it. No, I don't want no wheels now. 50 of my
grandchildren, what she needs now. Grandchildren.
No, they're happy enough at the minute. It'll all come when it's ready. But no, the illness, I come to terms with that. I'm not sitting here at the age of 50 going, that illness took that away from me, because all that is festering, and I become angry, and it takes away some precious moments here now. Mm-hmm. No, I know, and Michael knows as well. Real? Yeah.
We're getting all right here.
Mm-hmm.
How Jeepers Creekers, how much time?
You need to pee again.
What about Jeepers? How do you keep your cup filled?
I don't know.
Caitlin Mary.
Depends. Once a night to watch a good series, binge watch. I think I've got that from my mum. It's not a good habit either. I was watching Baby Brain the other day. I couldn't sleep. I was really freaked out by it.
Well, you don't watch. It's a certain time of day. You watch it.
What's real freaky? When I got up to episode 4, it goes, it's not that bad. Like, I feel bad for the moment. No, that's freaky.
That was actually, I find it really,
was that
powerful stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, how do I keep I used to go to concerts a lot, and that was like, oh my god, that would just bring so much joy for you. Just then you get the post-concert, then you get really sad. But that's probably it, like going to concerts, music, getting experience, getting myself out of Oma, feeling inspired. I'm sorry, well, people, but like sometimes I have to it's very like...
It's too small for you.
Not even at that. It's just the same shops, same clothes. There's no real buzz about it. So sometimes get myself exploring adventures.
So you're not staying in the story. You get on a bus and away you go to there, away you go to Belfast, and where you're going to London.
But sometimes whenever I feel sad, I've kind of learned when I was younger, Mum would be like, brush that off your shoulder, pull that, get you. Mum trying to fix it for me.
Yeah.
But I've realised now, if I stay in it for a wee bit, I myself process what happened, in the long run, I won't get angry and hold it. I will be like, something might have happened 2 or 3 days ago, and I'll be mad about it for a day, and then I realise the next one, what's grand?
So what happened? You've moved through it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to process it. You can't obviously dig it down, so that doesn't happen.
No, you're so right. The emotions are there to process.
Yeah.
She didn't listen to it.
I don't know, must be from her dad,
I know.
You know where I hear you keep your cup filled this week?
Well, keeping my cup filled this week, we were away for the weekend. Just even doing that, being with Mum and my sister Brenda and Caitlin, and having the giggles and enjoying what wholesome. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh my word!
That needs to it. We Gary chips.
We haven't.
Just lockdown.
And then before we know it, Holly will be coming when she's the age. So it was, and there was just even seeing Mummy's excitement and doing stuff.
That just
It does. So that was, I have to say, that was lovely. We had a really lovely, there's lovely memories captured there that will, oh my word, feed my soul for I don't know how long. But that was one thing, going and doing that. You know, I just for the weekend there for a while I hadn't been doing anything, only cocooning myself. And now the weather, longer, you know, days.
Get that photos, get the camera.
I love, there's no doubt about it.
So the photographs you took from the weekend?
I don't know. Sure, no, I'm photographing. Now they've got that juice, but people don't think I'm at the trip at all.
I know.
I've always been like, oh, look at Alicia goes, no, that look like I don't even know one other.
I know. No merit, it's good photographing.
Oh, I fucking don't. But the eye filter now, 10 chins, and whatever.
Angle.
It's all about the angle. But no, definitely, that's the common thing. I talk about photo, and Caitlin's definitely music.
Yeah.
You know, you had the music on for a while, and you were saying, well, I heard it, though. Well, Jesus, I heard it the other day.
Oh, man. Well, I've started it, but there was a time where Liam Gallagher's new album came out, and it took me a month to, and usually I get excited. I bought the CD, and it took me forever.
Well, if Liam heard that, Caitlin, now.
Well, he might not come to you.
What? I'm not, that's that now.
So he's true.
I think that's the jet turning. That's a jet turning around.
Well, he doesn't fall in. They won't even fell out of helicopter. Only couldn't leave.
I know you have 2 concerts to go to this year. He doesn't need to hear that now. He doesn't. What?
You're 10 younger. I said, well, you're going to a concert. I tell you what, I said, Mother's a great Jennifer Hannah I was going to my house and I was sitting there, asked the traffic lights. So there's that Hannah Toss going like this.
I wasn't young.
She's going to read her back of the my staff up on your stage and her, what do you call her dad?
Achy breaky heart, fella. Mm-hmm.
He was going to be there. And I said, down, you tie your hair, you get a wee sit. So, help us go Liam Gallagher.
And imagine no one happening.
Some does it by buttons in.
He's turning the jet eyes in the turn there. I said, was he?
You didn't listen to his album. Get the music on, Caitlin Leonard.
Yes, Oasis t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, promoting. What about you, Mrs. O? You're at the gym last night again, but that's your regular.
Yeah, that's my regular. Being organised.
Yes.
It was a busy weekend ahead, so I was very happy to have nothing on last weekend and to be able to get everything set in place that I'm not going to be panicking come Friday. Fuck, is that washed? Is that ready? Where's the shoes? I have everything down to the boxers on the hangers. Shoes, the whole lot sitting ready. Well, we'll still end up with a handling of some sort on Saturday morning, but and I know on Saturday morning that I will be. Well, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
and that's serving you well by you ring fence that bit of time last weekend to do your tick because you like your. I have done that.
It's done her off. It's really it's a good relief.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Maybe for a couple of
getting you love these, you know. Honest to God, Ciara should be on stage. They're just absolutely fantastic.
You know,
I love them so much.
What did the horse say after it tripped?
Don't know. What did the horse say after it tripped?
Help! I've fallen and I can't giddy up. Why are pirates called pirates?
Don't know.
They just are. What do cows read the most?
What do they read the most? Clouds.
No, clouds.
Cows. What do they read the most?
Catalogues. Catalogues.
Right, okay, no, you could. That was a waste of
What
breath.
did the 0 say to the 8?
Move over. I don't know.
Nice belt.
Oh, the 0 say to the 8. Nice belt. Oh.
What did 50 Cent do when he was hungry?
8.
58. 8. Oh,
58.
you have to excuse.
Oh, sure, I must. Oh,
What did one plate say to the other? Dinner is on me. Jeez.
Oh, these are bad.
Right, Java's usually would love it now. Well, why do cows have hooves and not feet?
Don't know, Ciara.
They lack toes.
Right.
Oh, last one. No, there's two.
Oh, bless you. Come on.
I went to this doggy the other day. There was only one dog in it. It was a Shih Tzu.
Okay, it's on so many times.
Oh my god. What did the pirate say when he turned 80?
Oh, Ciara, help.
I made it.
I made it.
I made it.
I'm killing you have one there.
Why when I drink alcohol, they call me an alcoholic? Or whenever I drink Fanta, they didn't call me fantastic. My auntie Brenda, you know, something. So it's for you, Brenda.
That's for you, Brenda.
Fantastic. I'm exhausted.
That was really good. Thank you so much, Kate, for really speaking this.
Wrecked. Thank you, Kate.
It's a pleasure. Saturday, I hope you get everything that you wish for, and
I'm going to be 18 years being a mummy. Imagine.
happy birthday for being a birthday.
Birthday. Yeah, exactly. I think it should be about us.
Hello.
They should make kids do that.
Yeah. Every day's a kid's day.
There you go. Tune in or upload or download whatever.
That was your fault.
Well,
That was your fault.
and
And we'll see you all next week, folks.
myself. Bye.
This was Fill Your Cuppa, the Support Together podcast, with me, Mrs. O, Ciara O'Gowan, my co-hosts Una Leonard and Gemma Casty. Brought to you today by Clarity Scanning and Holistic Health and produced by 9874 Creative.